Do you think the president is at risk of losing some in the base over this Epstein saga?
I'm headed into my conference meeting, and I think the bigger issue is the fact that we haven't got our appropriation bills passed.
But do you think the president should pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, for example, in exchange for information on Epstein?
Look, I'm glad that they're moving forward to unseal the case in New York. I think that's important. I'm a co-sponsor of Thomas Massie's resolution. I'll sign the discharge petition. I'm for transparency for the American people, 100% transparency. But I'm telling you, the bigger issue that really is pressing is the fact that Republicans haven't passed our appropriation bills, and we're going out on August recess. And here's the facts. Under Speaker Johnson, he has passed CR after CR after CR, and the American people voted to give the Republicans control of the House and the Senate, and we have control, and we should not be voting on another Biden budget, another Democrat budget. And I'm not voting for another CR on September 30th. I'm flat out not doing it. And it's absurd to ask us to do that. We should be getting our job done. So I'm all for transparency on every issue, whether it's JFK, whether it's Epstein, whatever it is, every issue, no matter the party, no matter the person. But a big failure is happening here in the conference, and so I got to go.
Do you think the president's making a mistake by telling Republicans to move on?
The president's already put out to Pam Bondi to let the courts release everything. The Democrats are going to basically get this grandstand. And as you know in rules, you can take as long as you want, and it's it's a waste of their time and ours too. So we won't be meeting any. We'll come back after break, and then the 30-day extension that we put on our resolution will have matured. The Massie Ro-Khanna bill would have matured, so we'll take it from there. I think the president is going to activate this. The public demands it. Bottom line is transparency. We will get that.
Congressman, there's been some folks who have said it's the job of the majority party on the Rules Committee to vote down Democratic amendments and not be nervous about the political backlash that could happen at home, especially after you voted on that resolution last week. What do you say to that?
Well, and I did vote for it. It was a good, I like the language in it. Now, we didn't have anything. What it prompted us to do is get a resolution, have a time limit. They kept talking about the bill. The bill that they want to put up has to go through the Senate. You're talking about a delay? Our resolution does not, it requires action. So I don't buy their argument. They had 4 years to do this. They didn't do it. Why wasn't it important 4 years ago when they were there?
So then why not just vote against the Democratic amendment and move on?
Well, actually the amendments are pretty good, to be honest with you. But it's misleading because their intent is to just try to put blame on this president. He's not guilty of anything. He's going to release the information. The public's going to demand that. And so they're blaming him when they shouldn't.
Did this cut the week short in the House?
Yes.
Does that mean you'll be leaving like Wednesday instead of Thursday?
I'll be here. But, yeah, some will be leaving.
How does leadership feel about those being delayed right now?
They're fine. They're fine with it. And the public is right to demand it. But, again, the Democrats are grandstanding. They just are. And, again, they had their time. And I'm not going to put up with hypocrisy. The files are going to come out. Bondi deserves time to get everything out. And guess who will be the beneficiary? The American people. And we'll get it out. The Republicans, as you mentioned, Michael, are responsible for doing this, and we will.
But the longer it takes to get those files out, do you think that the president and others are worried about losing the base?
No, they're not, because at the end of the day, what they put out, the American people, since this everything or is not, it takes time to get some of these files. To protect the people that don't want to be identified, that one I met on the House floor. She wasn't part of any lawsuit. She didn't want to be identified. All that takes a little time, and you only talk about 30 days. That's all you're talking about.
But the administration has been promising action for months. Haven't they made a mistake here in their handling of this?
No. Look, the timing, at the end of the day, they will prove that everything will come out. And if it takes 30 days, it may take longer than that. The main thing is they're not going to stonewall. President Trump wants everything out, and he will get it out, and it's the right thing to do.
Congressman Norman, so would you prefer to give the administration those 30 days, or would you rather vote on that non-binding resolution this week?
I would mind, I wouldn't mind voting on it, putting it on the floor, but it's going to happen either way. But again, we were looking at, they were going to grandstand, they were going to tie, as Mr. McGovern said, we're going to be here all night. I don't mind that, but it's just they're grasping at things to jump on this president about. This isn't one of them, because it's going to be released, everything, and the American people will see firsthand what's in there. When has any administration released the Martin Luther King files? When has any president released the John Kennedy files? The questions were there for John Kennedy, as they are for Epstein. Epstein is just, it's on everybody's mind, and we will push getting that exposed. I'm getting ready to tell the conference the same thing I'm telling you.
Thank you, sir.
IL bill and energy and commerce. Judiciary is holding some hearings on this bombshell revelation about the Russia collusion hoax and what happened under the Obama administration. All of our committees are very busy this week. Just showed the members that full slate of work that each committee will be doing all week. So, it's going to be a busy week. There's still a lot more to do.
But has Jeffrey Epstein shut down the business of the House?
No, again, we've got a very busy week this week. Democrats sat on and covered up for Epstein for 4 years. So clearly they have no credibility. Trump's right now in court trying to get a lot of the sealed documents released. We'd like to see that done expeditiously. So we're still doing a lot of work. Obviously, we just had the great signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill, including others. There's 4 bills still sitting on the president's desk that he may be signing today. There's about 31 bills that have been either signed or on the president's desk to be signed, including the One Big Beautiful Bill. So a lot of really important policies been delivered, and we're not done. We've got a lot more work. That's why the committees are so busy this week. We had 11 committees involved in reconciliation, and so they were very busy putting all of those things in place. But now they're getting back to some of the other things that we're doing, and we'll be bringing to the floor when we return from August recess. So we're not done winning. Sir?
Yeah, I'd love to meet him. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. Is he doing the warrant or the commission? Oh, good. That's what I did. They think I'm the only warrant officer in Congress, something like that. Yeah. He's doing the right track. You can let him know. Even the commission guys would do the warrant route is far better. So, yeah, so he's making a good choice. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Massie. The full cameras here. Just looking ahead now, it seems like the House may be moving earlier. How does that affect your attempts to be able to get signatures for your discharge petitions?
Well, so the discharge petition isn't ripe for 7 legislative days, and unless we stay through Friday, which wasn't even on the calendar, we can't get it to ripen and collect signatures before recess.
Were you surprised at all to see the Rules Committee kind of come to a standstill last night over this issue? You used to be on the Rules Committee, and obviously you've been caring a lot about that transparency in the Epstein case. Was that surprising at all?
No, it's not surprising to me. I don't think this issue is going away over August. I think that was the admonition of our speaker in there, was just sort of stick your head in the sand, let the administration maybe dissipate this by dribbling some stuff out. I'm heavily paraphrasing, but I think that's his strategy, and I don't think it's going to work. People have wanted these files for years, and then the president's staff, administration, his own children, his vice president have promised that these files would come out, and now we're being told it's a hoax. It doesn't wash. And whether it's Republican, Democrat, or Independent, across all those categories, it's only like 5 or 6% who don't want the files out.
Do you think the president's at risk of losing his base over this issue?
Well, you don't lose your base over one single thing, but he's eroding his base. More importantly, if we don't take the right side of this issue, it's going to cost us votes in the midterms. People are becoming despondent, they're apathetic. Why would they go vote if they gave us the House, the Senate, and the White House, and the transparency and justice they were promised doesn't happen? Why should they vote in the midterms? And I think it could be a real problem for us. That's why it would behoove the Speaker to bring this to the floor. It would be in the best interest of this institution. Just vote this out. Give it to the Senate and let them do their thing.
Do you think the president is losing trust with members like you who want more transparency?
I wouldn't say he's lost trust. I'm sort of in a, I would say, a different category. The president's consultants have spent $1.8 million against me, and I got a new tweet last night, or a Truth Social last night, and clearly that was because I've done this Epstein file. Like, dogs don't bark at parked cars, right? This bill is moving. This is coming to a vote. We've got enough Republican co-sponsors of the bill, twice as many as we need right now, such that when they sign it, and every Democrat signs this, we're going to force a vote on it. It's not going away.
On appropriations at all, is there any chance you would back a CR?
Here's the problem with the CR. We're talking about a CR of a CR that is a continuation of Biden spending. We're talking about a CR that has the things that we just took out using rescissions. Why would we fund these things that we rescinded? It's ridiculous. The Appropriations Committee could be here over August and bang out all these bills. There's no reason with us controlling the White House, the Senate, and the House to not do single appropriations bills.
Do you think that the Senate, in order to pass them, would have to get Democratic support? You think that would water down any bills and make it hard to pass over here?
I think you could get support for individual bills. Like if you take a big giant omnibus that's not a CR, that's written solely by Republicans, of course that's going to be hard to get 60 votes in the Senate. But send the DOD approps over there and tell them this is it. You either vote for this or the DOD's not funded. What that presents is not a showdown, but within silos it would give you sort of a battle that you could win instead of an all-inclusive, either all the government's funded or not.
Just to be clear, are you opposed to any kind of CR in the fall in September?
I'm opposed to a CR. I mean, it's hard to say I'd be opposed to anything you can imagine at this point. But if it's a straight-up CR without an across-the-board cut, like I've endorsed the idea of a CR with a 1% cut. That's what we actually are supposed to do. That was written into law when Kevin McCarthy was the Speaker. But this Speaker found a clever way out of it, he thinks. All right, thank you.
Thank you.